Yeah, so at least you can see me. I've tried to remove my. So yeah, so my name is Abayomi Adewumi, and I'm glad to be with you here. I can see we have close to 300 people in this meeting room, and that's apart from the fact that it's also being streamed live as much as possible. So what I'm going to do today is essentially just try to help you understand how to build, how to develop, how to write, whatever the word you want to use for it, a decent business plan, the kind of business plan that can get you in the front of investors, that will get them to be able to give you the opportunity to talk about what you do. I'm trying to share my screen, but it's like I can't share my screen. I would like for them to see my screen so that we can run through it together. Is it easier that way? So what I'm talking to you about is a mastering business plan. We're going to be mastering the secret of writing a professional business plan that investors will love, even if you have never written a plan before. So it's not about if you have an idea before. It's not about if you have a MBA. It's not about if you have any other thing out there. The most important thing is understanding the basics. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me see if I can share now. Just a minute. Okay, only the host can share in this meeting. So please, the host, you need to give me the access to be able to share my screen with people so that they can see my screen, please.
Hi, Mr. Bayomi. I just made you the co-host so you can share your screen.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, still. Okay, so because I'm accessing this on my phone and I can only share on my screen, I'm trying to enter and share on the screen, but it's kind of not giving me access to share on the screen. So you might need to look for my other accounts. The other account that has my image, that's the one you should give the access to share. The one I'm using to talk right now is from my phone, so you might not be able to. The other one that has the video rather is the one you should give access to so that it will make it easier for that. It's not on my phone. I know a lot of people are saying I should share on the phone. The document I want to share is not on my phone. So sorry for that. So, but in the meantime, we'll keep on forging ahead as much as possible. So what are the ground rules? I would like you to choose to be present. I see a lot of people saying, oh, I have so many things to do. I have a meeting to attend. Yes, there will be important things to do, but it's all about the order of priority. So if this class sounds like what you think you need, I would implore you that over the next 1 hour, please try to shelve every other thing and be truly present. Not that you are here, you are trying to attend to 1,001 things at the same time. You're not going to get the best value out of this. You must practice active listening. Okay, fantastic. I can share with you now. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Okay. Mr. Adewumi, we can see your screen now.
Fantastic. So we can move ahead. Practice your active listening skills, listen to understand, listen attentively to others. I know there is that urge that when somebody is talking, you have a different opinion and you instantly want to, you feel like, no, what they are saying does not make sense. As much as possible, listen to it and get to understand what they are saying. All ideas are valid and this is going to be a no judgment zone. So let's be open to new ideas as much as possible. What are we going to be doing today? At least 50% of what we'll be doing today is correcting wrong impressions and definitions, because a wrong definition creates a false perception creates false expectations, and false expectation produce ineffectual actions. which hamper your business growth and performance. So as much as possible, you might have gotten one or two things you've heard about business plan. You could even have written it before, but again, try as much as possible to be ready to unlearn what you've learned, some things you've learned, to relearn again, and as much as possible, learn all the way. So I'm going to be asking some few questions. So the first one is, why do some small and medium-sized businesses succeed and some fail? So if you want to talk, just signify by raising up your hand. And because I have the power to unmute you now, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, Abdullah Ghazali, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ghazali Abdullahi from Kano State, the founder and CEO of Agas Multi Business. The reason why the small business can succeed or can fail through following business plan. The entrepreneurs can succeed. Improper business plan will cause the business can fail. This is my point.
Okay, thank you so much, Abdullah. Fantastic, fantastic. Amina Alabi, you have a point, you have something to say. I'm going to try to unmute you too.
Hello, good morning. I'm Amina Abangokwa Alabi. Why some businesses fail? It includes a lack of capital or funding and inadequate management team and or maybe infrastructure or business model and so many and so forth.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me give one person opportunity again. I don't know whose microphone is on. Okay, I think it's Abdullah. I'm going to mute him. He's been muted. Okay, so I'm going to give the room to somebody else. Let me see if I can get the lady. Sorry, I'm going to be a bit biased towards the women. Jumoke Williams. Okay, so Jumoke is not ready to talk. Okay, so I'm going to go on as much as possible. Let's just move on. So, a whole lot of businesses, what really distinguishes the business that succeed and the business that fail, like the other person said, there are a lot of factors. Again, a lot of things that cause it. But one of the underlying reasons is planning. And the word I'm using, planning, is very intentional, because when we talk about plan, a lot of people see plan as a one-off thing, develop a business plan. When in real case, what you need is planning. It's a continuous exercise. It's something that happens regularly. It's not something you do once and that's it. So it's important to understand that. And one of the key things that give a lot of business owners a lot of headache about planning is they don't know where to start from. Okay, how do I go about it? What do I do? How do I do that? So there's a lot of confusion. So what I'm going to tell you this afternoon is, first is you need to calm down and focus. You need to what? You need to focus. Because when you focus, then you can start talking about, okay, what exactly is my business about? What exactly do I do? Because if you are not clear on what you want to, on what you said, if the reason of existence of something is not clear, abuse is inevitable. So first, you need to be clear on what you bring to the table. What's your business all about? What's the value that you bring to the table? And that can easily be understood by what I call the value triangle. Are you with me? I call it the value triangle. Let me know if you can see the screen right now. Okay, you can see my screen. Thank you so much. Okay, value comes from actually, focus comes from clearly understanding the value of your idea. Because when you understand the value of what you bring to the table, you have solved 50% of your problem. Because a lot of business owners are not even clear on exactly the value of what they sell. Take an example. Many people say they do many things. If I go to the, I do this in a physical class, might not be able to do that because of time. I would have picked 1 or 2 or 3 of you to come and tell me what exactly you do. And you discover that what many people think they do is actually the product they sell. It's not the value they bring to the table. And understanding the value that you bring to the table, you need to understand the value triangle. The value triangle is simply stating that in order for you to create value, you need to have 3 things in place. You need to have a problem, you need to have a solution, you need to have a market that is willing to pay for the solution. A market that has a problem that is willing to pay for your solution. So the first one is, what problem do you solve exactly? If you are not clear on the problem you solve, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually make headway in business. Because entrepreneurship is about solving problems. And as one of my friends would say, the bigger the problem you solve, the more value you are creating. And the more value you create, the more money can come to you. Because money is paid in the marketplace for the value you create and deliver. Another thing is solution. What solution are you creating to tackle that problem? Now, the last one is the target market. So this is where a lot of people get it wrong. They say, oh, I found a market, I found a problem in the market. I found a gap in the market. Is there market in the gap? Is that gap commercial enough? Do you have enough people that are willing to pay for that solution you have? Is it not a one-off problem? So in order for you to say you have a business you want to plan for, you need to totally understand what problem do I solve, what solution am I creating for it, how much do I want to sell the solution, how much does it cost me to create the solution, am I making a margin on it, do I have a willing market, a starving market that is ready to pay for this solution. Now, when you understand that value triangle, then we can start talking about business plan. I love this quote very well that says, starting a business without a business plan is like going on a mountain trek without map. You will surely get lost. Imagine trying to travel from Abuja to Kaduna. Sorry, some people are putting a lot of annotation on this page. I want to see if I can clear off this annotation as much as possible. Okay. The host can help me with that. Try to clean up this annotation that people are making. I've already disabled everyone from being able to make annotation on their screen. It's kind of distracting. Imagine trying to travel from Abuja to Kaduna, or Lagos to Ibadan, or from Onitsha to Port Harcourt. The key thing first is to understand, okay, if I'm going to travel, what route am I going to take? Now, if you are not clear on the route you want to take, you are going to end up anywhere. Not making a decision in itself is a decision. and you're making a decision to end up anywhere. So starting a business without a plan is like going on a mountain trek without map. You will surely get lost. What are the learning objectives for today? What are at the end of this module? What are the things you want to take home? Identify the essential element of a business plan. Identify how a good business plan can create an anchor for continued success of your business. And the third one is I'm going to list additional resources that can help you develop an effective business plan as much as possible. What do you see? Now I'm going to take a lot of people talking. Can you see my screen? And then can people stop with the attendance thing in the box in this system? It's confusing. You can sort out the attendance later on, unless you are not here for learning. I don't see why attendance should be what should be top of your mind. As much as possible, let's focus on learning. And learning happens when you actually pay attention. Okay, I'm going to allow 1 or 2 people to tell me what they see. Can raise up your hand. Okay. Abundance. Talk to me. What do you see?
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's body anatomy, human body anatomy.
Human body anatomy. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me give another person. I mean, I'm not going to call you again for now. Let's give them for other people. Olayemi Ayobanjo. Ayobanjo. What do you see?
I see human body organ.
Body organs. Thank you so much. One more person, randomly. Winifred. Winifred, oh.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
A human with the internal organs being shown, like using a micro.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, Winifred. Okay, a whole lot of us have said what we see. They are all fantastic. Nobody is wrong. You can see an human anatomy. But before going into even talking about a business plan, I would like, as much as possible, to highlight what essentially a business is. And I'm going to drive home my point by helping you understand business by understanding human anatomy. Just a minute. This thing is not moving. Sorry, just a minute. Still can't get the screen to move. Okay, irrespective of that, we can move on. So basically, we are going to be focusing on 5 organs, 5 parts of the human anatomy and use it to drive home our point. The first one is the brain. The second one is the heart. So somebody can keep on typing this thing out in the comment box to create engagement. So in case somebody come in, they can follow easily. The first one we want to talk about is the brain. The second one is the heart. The third one is the blood. The fourth one are the veins and the arteries and the capillaries. And the fifth one is the arms. That's your hands and your legs. Okay, so let's start with the brain. What part of the business can you liken a brain to? The first one you call your brain is the business model. The business model. Sorry, I can't seem to be able to click anything on my screen again. It's like it has locked. I don't know what is happening. Okay, I'm going to go ahead irrespective. I don't think I have an Android on this thing again. There's been a kind of an ant on the screen. And I would have loved to show you how the business brain can be likened to the business model. What's your business model? This is essentially the edge, is like the central nervous system of your business. Your business model is what we describe in that value triangle. How does your business make money? How do you create value? How do you make money? If you miss it at that point, it's going to be difficult. No matter how wonderfully you put the business plan together, anybody that read the business plan will know that this is rubbish, beautiful rubbish. So your brain can be likened to the business model, which is where you talk about as key thing as your value, which is your problem, solution, and the target market in one. Now, the second one is the art. The art of your business. Sorry, can you still see my screen? If you can't, let me know. Something is terribly wrong with the screen. And
Mr. Bayomi, we cannot see your screen.
so bad. Sorry, just a minute. Stop sharing. Let me see if I can. Okay. So like I said, the art can be likened to the marketing. See, there is no business that can live without customers, because in the first place, you are creating that value in order to deliver to a market. Now, the moment you have a product, you have a model, your business model is tight, the next thing is your marketing. How do you deliver the value you have created? How do you deliver it to the consumers? How do you make them aware? So you are not a best kept secret. So your marketing could be likened to the heartbeat of the business. Now, what happens when the heart of a man stops beating? The moment your heart stops beating, the body dies. Am I right? So the moment you stop marketing, that business is as good as dead. Marketing is the lifeline of the business, the heartbeat of the business. How do you communicate your value to consumers? How do you make them see the value you have? How do you create channels for them to know about you? The third one is what I call the blood. Yes, marketing, marketing is the heartbeat of a business. Now, if we have the heart, then the third one is blood. Have you heard the word that cash flow is king? Cash flow is king. Now, the lifeline, the blood of your business is your finances. If you don't have a hold on it and you are able to articulately present it to an investor, nobody will give you money, nobody will support you. So your blood, the blood of human being, can be likened to your finances. So which is how you make money, how you account for your money that come in, your expenses, how you ensure that there is enough money in the company to run your day-to-day operations. Because your balance sheet could look so beautiful. You could have a lot of receivables outside. But if there is no money to power your business on a day-to-day, that business is as good as dead. So your blood can be likened to the cash flow, the finance of the business. Now, we've talked about blood. The fourth one had the arteries and veins and capillaries. What can we liken this to? We liken it to processes and systems within a business. Now, as good as blood is, blood goes to the head, to the lungs, take the oxygenated blood for the science students in our midst, takes it around, it carries nutrients around the body. Now, the moment you have blood, it needs a pipe to move through, right? Without pipe, it will just be all over our body. You hear them saying that people have blood spilling in their system and they suffocate on their own blood. So your blood is not supposed to move around your body on the Your blood needs to go through a structured, what do you call it? Structured system. And that's where we have the capillaries, the veins, the arteries. Mercy says she has not heard this before. Good. The idea is for you to understand it in a way that is easy. So your processes and systems. Now, these three things I'm explaining to you, I'm going to show you how, because if you can understand if you can understand these 5 key things, your business plan is done. So processes and systems within your business. So somebody said, what are examples of structures? There's no example of structure. Your business structure is talking about your organizational structure. Okay, how does your business run? What's your organogram? What's your job description? What's your staff employment policy? What's their leave policy? What's your operational plan? What's your storage policy? What's your debt policy? What's your payable and receivable cash policy? You see some business, if you have been a supplier to companies before, if you want to supply them, we tell you that our payment policy is that when you supply us, we'll pay you within 90 days. If you are good with it, you collect the LPO. If you are not good with it, you move on. Some will tell you 30 days. Some will tell you, so in your own business too, what's your credit policy? So you need to understand this. What's your hiring policy? Oh, in our company, we don't hire anybody above 30. These are the structures. Okay, how do you open a new business account? Things that can make your business run on autopilot so you don't become employed back to your business. Because many of us run away from paid employment to come and start our business. But now, our business has become a more cruel employer than our former business. Can you hear me? So you need to understand all these things as much as possible. Sorry, I really don't know why this thing is misbehaving. Yes, I'm still here. Sorry, you can hear me. Can you see my screen now? You should be able to see my screen. So on the 5th one is what we call the arms and legs. Every successful business is built with people and around people and on people. Okay, sorry, you can't see the screen. I'm sorry, I don't know why this is behaving like that. The last one are the arms, which are the people. Every business is built on people. No matter how great your business idea is, no matter how perfect your business model is, your marketing is top-notch, your financial system is solid, your structure and system is on point. People that will drive all these things, what will drive all these things are people. So we want to be able to understand your people, your team. What kind of people do you have? What are their qualifications? What are their expertise? How are you remunerating them? How are you ensuring that you keep them? Now, when you understand these 5 key things, now, when you want to build your business plan any day, anytime, remember these 5 things I've mentioned. Your business plan must talk about your business model. It must talk about your marketing. Now, before you get to even talking about your marketing, you need to talk about your markets. So this is the organization of your business plan, essentially. I'm going to show you the acceptable structure. But if you understand these 5 key things, anytime you are developing a business plan, you want to see that those 5 key things are there. So the first one is, what is your business model? That's where you talk about your problems, the solution you are solving, how big the problem is, why now. Then, in order to talk about marketing, you need to first talk about your market analysis, your industry analysis, how big is the market, what's the size of the market, what are the opportunities in the market, what are the challenges your industry is facing right now, how can you leverage those challenges, what are the competitors in the market. You can go as far as doing some SWOT analysis and pistol analysis to show how much you understand your market, show your ideal customer persona, then you come into marketing. Okay, after understanding this market, this is how we are planned to capture the market. Another part of your business plan is done. The next thing is your finance. Because I'm an investor, I want to see my money, numbers don't lie. We say in God we trust. In every other thing, bring data. Who did you hear that? If you heard me, I want you to type it in the comment section. Okay, I said, in God we trust, every other thing bring data. And that is the disposition of any investor you want to go and bring. See, many of us want people to fund our confusion, because the business you want people to fund you on, you yourself don't even have a clarity of purpose on it. So essentially, when you're going to meet an investor, stakeholder, the next thing they feel like is, so you want me to come and fund your confusion? How many of you understand what I mean? Because if you are confused and you don't have the money to fund your confusion will be on a low scale. But the moment somebody gives you money to fund that confusion will even become bigger and your failure will become magnified. So when you say, oh, one of the problems of my business is because I don't have money. Money changes value and clarity of purpose. If truly you have a value that you are sure of, money will chase you. So the problem many people have is they put the cart before the horse. You are looking for money when you are not clear on what you actually want to do with the money. So be sure that you understand your finance. Okay, this is how much a unit is going to cost me. This is what it cost me to produce 1 unit of my product. This is the margin I want to put on it. So my selling price will be this amount. Now, this is what my variable cost will look like every month if I sell 1,000 units. Now, whether I sell 1,000 units or 1 unit, this is my monthly fixed cost. Putting all that together, this is what I projected, looking at my market. This is what I project that I will sell in January, in February, in March, in April, in May, in June. This is the growth rate I put into place for it. When I'm done with that, then say, okay, this is what I'm projecting that my revenue will look like in 1 year. And this is what my statement of profit and loss will look like. When you are clear on that, because an investor will look through that, okay, is it making sense? The next thing, please, the next thing is your processes. Okay, if I'm giving you this money, what process is going to ensure that this thing you said you want to do, what process have you laid in place for it? What's your operational plan? What's your management plan? What's your policy? What's your standard operating policy or standard operating procedure? Then the next thing is people, because people don't invest in your idea, they invest in the people behind the idea. Because if you have a great team, they can take a useless idea, refine it and optimize it and get a good result out of it. But if you have the best idea in the world and you give it to a dumb thing, to an inefficient thing, they are going to mess up that good idea. Who is with me? Fantastic, fantastic. So and I see a lot of people asking, give us business plan template. See, business plan template is what you can get online. Let me make this very clear to you. Business plan in itself is a useless document. Business plan is what? Business plan in itself is a useless document. Business plan without an adequate backing of understanding of what you put together in that plan is rubbish. And that's why I smile when I see a lot of people going online and downloading, oh, you want to do poultry. I've downloaded poultry business plan online. You cannot download what you don't understand. If you copy a business idea, you cannot copy the strategy behind it. So you need to be clear on everything that is in your plan. It has to be something you understand. And that's why when you run to people, come and give me business plan. What industry? What's the name of your business? Morishola, Zainab, Abdulali, Edema, crayfish business. It's crayfish business. Give me 3 hours. Crayfish business, they give you crayfish business plan. And all you have done is taking somebody else's business plan that you have no idea of what made them are using that business plan, the value they are trying to create, their market, you don't understand anything, but you turn it. So it becomes a useless document you cannot implement. Another thing to note also is your business plan is a living document. That's why at the beginning I said business planning. It's an ongoing exercise. It is not a one-off thing that you do and that is it. It doesn't happen that way. You should review your business plan because why? You are dealing with a market that changes every now and then. So your reality changes every now and then. And then when you start implementing your plan, you have to adjust your strategy and your tactics along the way. So you need to visit your business plan and go, okay, we projected we're going to make 1,000 naira in July. Okay, but looking at the fact that they remove subsidy and things like that, let's go and check our projection again. Our projection cannot still be 1,000. Purchasing power has decreased. That is what makes a good and useful business because you were sitting on your plan every day to iterate it. A business plan is a guide, a roadmap for your business. At its heart, it's just a plan for how your business is going to work and how you're going to make it succeed. Even if you are doing the same type of business, yes, you cannot copy the business plan because your reality is different. Another question is, do you have the same capital? Do you have the same network? We can both start a business the same day in the same location. And I will do better than you because my approach is probably not to sell directly to the market. Maybe we are both selling yam. Let me use yam as an example. You are selling yam, I'm selling yam. Now, see the same business but different business model. You sell your own yam to consumers by looking for market for it. Okay, I'm selling yam, come and buy, wholesalers, gatekeepers. But I don't do that. My own yam, I sell it directly to orakers, that's hotel, restaurants, and canteens. So I have a plethora of restaurant businesses, hotel businesses. They don't buy from wholesalers. I sell my yam directly to them. So both of us have the same business, but our model is different. Our marketing is going to be different. Our projection is going to be different. Our cost is going to be different. Because you are selling to the market, I am selling, you're selling directly through the open market. I'm selling to people who are going to use it for their end product. And probably because I'm selling to people who are using it to make money, maybe we have an agreement that I'm going to sell yam to you. I'll come and collect money every 1 week. Maybe they like that and going to the market to go and pay for it. I'm giving them opportunity to buy their product at a time, make money from their canteen and restaurant business, then give me my money back 1 week later. So that means my own accounting procedure is also going to be different. My accounting is going to have a lot of receivables. It's going to have a lot of credit policy. Okay. So I'm going to just run you through and note this down, key element of a business plan. What are the key elements of a business plan? Oh, gosh. The key element of a business plan, the first one, executive summary. I'm going to explain them to you too. Executive summary, this is a brief, typically 1 or 2 pages overview of your plan. It's your executive summary is not captivating enough, nobody will read your business plan. It's the first thing in your business plan, but it's the last thing you should write. It's a summary of everything in your business plan. It has to be interesting enough for people to want to read the full part of your business plan. The second part of your business you should talk about is your business description. Some people call it business description, some people call it business model. Essentially, here you want to talk about the opportunity. What's the problem you are trying to solve? How big is that problem? Who and who has that problem? The solution, you have to describe the solution you have created, how you're going to make money, what's the value you are giving out to people, where will your business be located, what would your business office look like? Yeah, you just want to really talk about the business generally to give an idea of how people understand what you want to do. The next chapter is your market. Your market. Here you want to talk about how big is this market? Check online database, go to Google, ask questions about the market. How big is the leather industry in the whole world? How big is the leather industry in the world? Know that. How big is the leather industry in Africa? How big is the leather industry in Nigeria? We want to talk about the things that have affected the industry over the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. The opportunities in the industry, the challenges in it that you have seen that you want to tackle. Then you want to talk about who are your customers, what are their characteristics. In this place, I will ask you to create a customer persona. What do we call a customer persona? A customer persona is creating an imaginary attribute for an ideal customer. Say, if Mr. Bayomi is my customer, what attribute should Mr. Bayomi possess? So all this is still under your market. Then immediately after your chapter on market, you come to the chapter on marketing. How are you going to get your product in front of your customers? And how do you persuade them to buy it? And in marketing, you can use the 4 P's of marketing as your framework to talk about your marketing. The four P's of marketing is simply product, place, price, promotion. Product, price, place, promotion. So you need to explain your marketing under each of this topic. What will your product look like? If you have an image of your picture, if what you have is a packaging picture, this is where you put it. This is how my product will look like. This is why it's going to look like this. This will attract this. How many of you have noticed that most of the restaurant companies out there literally go, fast food companies go around 3 colors, red, orange, and yellow? Because those are the 3 colors that actually have been proven psychologically to elicit hunger, tastefulness, and entice people to want to check it out. So your marketing is very key. Talk about your product, price, place, and promotion. And when you've spoken about those ones, you can use the SoStack tool to actually now explain in detail how you're going to conduct your marketing. SoStack is actually acronym for 7 things. What's your situation right now? Your situation analysis. Oh, we are a new company in the market. The market is very competitive, and we are seeing that it's going to be difficult to break into it. Oh, we are an existing company over 5 years. We've garnered a lot of goodwill over the years in this location, but we want to expand nationally, and we are noticing that. So you need to analyze your situation presently. Situation analysis, that's the first S on the SoStack. What's the objective of your marketing? That's the next O. What's the objective of your marketing? Then what's the strategy, overarching strategy of your marketing? What's the overarching strategy of your marketing? SoStack. Then you come to tactics. Tactics now breaking it down into what are the things you're going to do to achieve that goal you have for your marketing. Oh, you want to reach 1 million customers in 2 years. That's your objective. What's your strategy? We want to make ourselves the most affordable skincare company in the whole of Nigeria. That's your strategy. Your strategy is affordability. What's your tactics? So you now talk about your tactics. We're going to be offering this. We're going to be doing that. Then when you're done with your tactics, you come to your action step. You pick each of your tactics. You break it down into action step of. This is what we're going to do on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis for our marketing. Oh, we'll create content calendar. We'll post on social media. We'll go to radio stations. We'll do market activations. We'll do promotions. We'll do BOGO, buy one, get one free. This is where you want to talk about what exactly you'll be doing to attract and retain your customers. Now, the other one you should also now consider is your control. How are you going to control your marketing as much as possible? So that's SoStack, essentially. The other chapter you should talk about in your business plan, after you talk about your marketing, under your market, don't forget to talk about your competition, because your business does not stand in isolation. Who are your competitors? Don't forget to talk about that. And then the last part, the other part, chapter in your business plan is financial plan. Financial what? Financial plan. Here you want to talk about your numbers. I've explained that before, so I'm not going to dwell on it. Your financials. Then the next one is you want to talk about your organization, your people. Your organization. How is your organization going to look like? What will be your organizational structure? And all these things are going to be spoken about in detail in your organizational structure. And the last chapter is you could talk about your risk management. What are the risks that can happen in your business, and what are the potential mitigation things you're going to do ahead of it? The importance of this chapter is it helps stakeholders, whether investors, people that want to give you money, it helps them understand, to be sure that you really understand your business in total, and you have thought about eventualities and how to undo it. Because I cannot share my screen, I would have loved to show you these samples and everything, but I don't know why this thing just hung today. Network has really messed up a lot of things for me. So as much as possible, I think I'll stop there today.
Mr. Adebayo or Abayo Nadewomi, thank you so much for that insightful session. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure people here really our participants also enjoyed.
I'm so sorry that they could not see my
everybody.
screen. I'm sorry they could not see my screen, because I really would have loved for them.
We are sorry we started late. And then we are very sorry we started quite late. We had network issues, and it took long before we could begin the session, and facilitator helped us to give a detailed, detail. It's more than detailed, because there was not enough time, but it did us so much good in giving us the best. When he could share his screen, he shared a picture where he said it was the human anatomy, and he told us the things that it's not just the human anatomy, but also a picture of how a business can survive. The human will not survive without the brain, the heart, the blood, the vein and the arteries, the arm, and he linked all of these things to our businesses. And also, he said when it comes to marketing, there are things you should look at when it comes to marketing: your products, the place, the price, and then the promotion, how you want to promote it. And that was a really good one, Mr. Abayomi. We are really grateful. And to our participants, I know a lot of people have questions here. So now we'll be taking questions.
Okay, so before I take questions, what I'm going to do also is, as much as possible, we cannot cover each of these topics. Each of these things I picked on are individual topics on its own. So you might not be able to cover a lot of things. So if you have questions and I cannot reach you for any reason, I'll just advise you, you can follow me on any of the social media network. I share a lot of knowledge on all these things. You can pick one or two things that will be very important that can answer your question, or even send me a message. If it's something I can answer you, I'll definitely respond to you on it.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Bayo. Mr. Bayo already told us we can follow him on the social media pages to answer, to ask questions, and to also gain more knowledge. So now, please, if you have any question, kindly, I can see Elisha Michael. Do you have a question, please? Okay. Yes, someone said, I'm
Hello?
sorry, Elisha. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my name is Elisha Michael, the founder of Cool Mickey Enterprises. We produce car wash. I really want to thank Mr. Abayomi. He has given us an overview of the comprehensive business plan. And also what I learned today is that it can be reviewed. Most people will just do copy and paste and keep it for maybe program to solicit for fund. So one of my takeaways is that it can be reviewed due to any uprising and all those things. So one of my questions, one, how many pages can it be? Two, one that concerns my business. I produce car wash. Now, the market size, I've tried to research online, even the National Bureau of Statistics. I couldn't get, but the one I'm using, I just take over my own, is the number of cars. The last time they did was in 2018. The National Bureau of Statistics says that we have 1.8 million cars on Nigerian road. So the question I want to know, I want to be sure, can I use it as my car wash market size? Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. I love the two questions you asked. I'll come to the personal question. Now, because I could not share my screen, there's some of the things that I would have loved to share with you. Now, this is it. There are three types of business plan. We have the mini plan, we have the working plan, we have the presentation plan. I'm going to explain the three of them. The first one is your mini plan. This is a short 1 page or 2 pages plan. In fact, there are two examples of mini plan is what we call the BMC and the lean plan, your business model canvas and a lean plan. They are used to test assumptions, concepts, and measure the interest of potential investors in your business. These ones are not a working plan. It's just something you have to have an overview of your business. Like your business model canvas just have 9 components. We have the value proposition, we have the customer segments, we have the channels, we have the customer relationships, key partners, key resources, key channels, revenue stream, and expenses. These are the kind of things. This is just a 1-pager business plan. Then what I explained today is the working plan, is used continuously to review your business operation and present it formally to people. It's robust. Now, does it have a number of limited, is there a limit on the number of pages? No. Because my company, I run a management consulting firm. So apart from doing advisory for businesses, we do business plan for them. We help them to perfect their document for funding. We've seen businesses that we've done their business plan and everything was under 30 pages. Because it's not the number that matters. It is the structure and the importance of what you have put in the structure to answering the questions of the stakeholders. Let me give you an example. If you are giving a business plan, say you are looking for a grant as a car wash business owner, you want to get a grant from, say, WHO or Ford Foundation, and they are saying we are giving this grant alone to people that are environmental friendly. Your business plan has to be tweaked and in a way that focuses on aspect of your business that is environmentally friendly and promotes sustainable practices. So it's not about the number, it's about what you want to achieve. We've done business plan for big corporations. There was one we did for a company, I think 2 years ago, they were getting a license from CBN for a bank, a full-fledged bank. Of course, that was not a 30-page business plan because their policy document alone is huge, from anti-money laundering to counter-terrorism. That one is huge. To talking about the operational model, their financials is huge on its own. So that was a huge business plan. So don't focus on the number, focus on the functionality and the fact that does it satisfy and meet all the requirements of what I mentioned the other time using human anatomy. Is your business model answered the needs? Have you answered the question of your market and marketing? Have you answered the question of your financials? Have you answered the question of your processes, structure, and systems? And have you answered the question of your people, your team? Now, for market size, about what you talked about, yes, I don't think there are two approaches to determining a market size. We have the bottom-up approach and the top-to-down approach. Bottom-up approach is the kind of approach you are taking because your industry does not have a standardized data. So you are working from the end consumers to data. It works. So, but what you need to do beyond talking about the number of cars on Nigerian roads is you need to now niche down. If you are a business that is focused on in Lagos or Abuja or Enugu or Kaduna, you need to niche down and say, okay, how many cars are in Kaduna? These are the cars we are targeting. Then you now say, okay, how much is our car wash? a car wash is 1,000 naira, and that car wash can last you 5 washes, and you're expected to wash. So you now drill it down to how much that market is worth in a year by multiplying the number of the cars as against them, the number of times they will buy that car wash in a year. That will give you the annual possible size of your market. Have I answered your question?
Thank you so much for that. I can see someone else here, Maria Bashir. Maria Bashir, do you have a question? Maria Bashir. Okay, okay, let me check for someone else. Amina, do you have a question? I can see your hands up. Okay, I think I have a question here. Someone said, what are the someone said, why do some business plan, why do they get rejected after submitting for SME factor? I think probably that's a grant or something.
So I think I've answered it before. When your business plan in itself is confusing, serious people cannot fund your confusion. So why business plan get rejected? The number one thing is the first thing, that does it satisfy all the requirement of what is called a business plan? It's not about train around fancy words. It's not about putting together a 110 pages long document. It's about the fact that, does it answer those 5 questions I've mentioned? Do we understand the business model? Your executive summary has to be rich enough to attract them to go through the plan. So it has to be solid. That's 1. 2, another reason might not even be totally related to you is that competition or agency you're sending into. Have you tried to understand the guidelines and requirements of what they want? Maybe they are focusing on FMCG and you are in real estate and you apply, it will get rejected. So you need to understand the protocols of the palace, understand the protocols of wherever you are applying to. And they tell you that we want you to submit in this way, submit in that way. We want you to title your documents in this way, title it in that way. Why am I saying this? Is because I've been on the board of business plan review of several things, and I see a lot of these things. Is they will give you clear instruction, you're not following it. They will not waste our time. When there are more than 100 business plans, someone is reviewing.
Mr. Bayomi.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now, I think you promised to share with us resources to develop effective business plan. And now that you cannot share your screen, I don't know what we'll do about that. Maybe some other time to find the to get
Let's see. And we can have a conversation on it after the class. But like I said, there are a lot of resources on my own personal page. You can read up. You can see. Apart from that,
share with social media pages so we can follow you.
Okay, you know what? Let me put the link here so people can go there immediately. You can follow me on Instagram, on LinkedIn. It's all about me. So I've put my Instagram Andrew in the comment section.
All right. So Mr. Bayomi said he has put his Instagram handle in the comment section. Please check it. Follow him. You can ask him questions, and he said he has resources that would help all of our businesses. Here, please, I think you can take one more question. Please, if you have a question.
Yes, I
Does
have a
anybody have a
question.
question?
If you don't ask your question now, if you come to me, I will bill you. I charge by the hour.
I have a question, sir.
Okay. Thank God
Yes.
you're asking now, so that I will not charge you when you come to me.
I will ask my question in your Facebook page. You can check. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. My name is Amina Bangopalabi. I'm the CEO of Zia Fabrics and More. Well, I've started my business 3 years ago, and it's been from drop shipping to other people's money. Now I own a fabric store. But my major concern is, even after doing a business plan, I get it very hard to share my mind with someone that is into business, the person that will understand me very well, my growing stages, like advisory or mentorship. It is something that is painful to me that I don't have anybody that could guide me. I'm not sure if that's a question or I'm just throwing this because it's one of my pain, something that is painful, that I need someone that could guide me through this phase of my entrepreneurship. I hope my question is clear, sir.
Yeah, so it's not really a question. I think it's more of a request. So, but I think what you should do, 2 things. The first thing is pay for access. Look for people that really speak what you want, not what you want to hear, that actually give value to your business, that you can, okay, oh, I've gotten value. Don't wait for, oh, I'm going to send message, they will reach out. Everybody's busy with their life. Pay for access. If there's a course they have, pay for the course. When you pay for that course, or if there's a training they have, pay for it. It's easier to now move forward and say, okay, I have a question. Okay, this, I have that. You can easily use that opportunity to get to them and get more value from them. That's that. And if they have what you are looking for is, strategy session or advisory session, if they have a free session, take it on. If it's a paid session, you can afford it, take it on too. So, but what I always believe is, at the end of the day, there are different ways you can learn from people. You can learn from afar. You don't necessarily have to be together. So just take what works for you right now as much as possible. And if you want to send a message to me also, just send it and let me know. I would get to it and respond.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bayomi. Boma, I can see you have a question. Hi, Boma.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Bayomi.
Good afternoon.
Yes. I had sent a question out saying that while you were explaining, you talked about the financial plan. That has been my major problem, or would I say challenge, because going to the accountants, they will help you do something. At the end of the day, you come back, you're a bit confused because the terminologies and everything they use, you don't seem to understand. I didn't study accounting. So, but while you were explaining, I got some idea, and I was like, okay, if only this Mr. Bayomi will be kind enough to, just spell out those headings, those key headings, so that we can go study it and know what to put up appropriately in those columns, so that when I'm drafting my plan again, I would understand it for myself, not that an accountant is helping me do something that I'm not clear about. So I don't know if that is possible.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. I hope that that's okay by the host, which is, I do have a resource out there you can get, but it's not free, that contains templates and guidelines on how to do your financials. So with the permission of the host, probably they will share it with you. Why I'm not talking about it is because it is paid, and I don't want people to feel like, oh, they want us to buy something. I don't want you to buy something unless you really need it. So if what you have problem with is financials, yes, the key things in your financials that you need to do, the first one is your key assumptions. key assumptions. What are the key assumptions you have taken? Okay, what's dollar rate? What's inflation rate? What's growth rate? What's your unit price? What's your cost of production? You need to identify all those key assumptions first before you go ahead to develop your projections. Now, in developing your projections, the first thing you need to do is what's your revenue project, your sales projection on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. Then you now come to what's your P&L, profit and loss projection. Now, some people don't call it profit and loss again. According to the new IFRS standard, it is called statement of comprehensive income and loss. Here, you just want to talk about what's my gross revenue, what's the cost of taking that revenue, this is my gross margin, what's the cost of running the business within that month, this is my net profit. Take tax out, take interest out, take depreciation out, every other thing, it gives me my net profit or loss. Then you do that over every month and over every year. And another important thing you need to do is your balance sheet, your cash flow projection. How will your cash flow look like over the next 12 months, over the next 3 years? Then balance sheet, how will your balance sheet look like in the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years? Another thing you can add that I usually advise people to add is your break-even analysis. If you got the money you are asking from these people, when are you likely to make break-even on business? Because you're getting me into financial class totally, and that can take another lot of time because a lot of business owners make a lot of errors. When you're looking for money, you are looking for money for capital to do capital projects. There is no room for operational fees, things that will pay salaries, products, cover your fixed costs until you can start being on your feet. Because it's not the day you buy equipment, you start making enough money to cover your overhead. So if you are looking for money, the money you are looking for will not even cater enough to you. Putting everything on your capital or infrastructures is going to get you frustrated because you have not managed your cash flow properly. You have used all the funds you got, you have used it to buy equipment. Then running the business, you cannot run the business, you have no money to run the business, so you cannot make sales. So example of what you see is people are looking for money, you ask them, what's your provision for marketing? They don't have provision for marketing. And we said marketing is the heartbeat of the business. What's your provision for salaries? And we'll get there. Your team, who is going to pay their salary? So these are the things you need to consider in doing all these things. So I hope that answers that for you. But like I said, you can get a more comprehensive explanation in the business plan toolkit that I have on Seller.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bayo. Because of time, we won't be able to take more questions. Mr. Bayo already shared with us his Instagram handle. Kindly go there. If you have, he said he has so many, what do they call it? Resources there for us. So kindly follow him on his Instagram page. Now, concerning the attendance, there was a mistake in the attendance link, but you can kindly check it now. It's working well now. And as per usual, we are going to take screenshots of. So everyone, please, I would like to see your. I'm sorry, hold on. Yes, please turn on your videos. Please turn on your videos. We would like to take. You can take screenshots and then post on your social media pages and tag us as well, as we have been doing, and we have all been enjoying it. Yes. The attendance link is working well now. And the link will be open for a very long time. At this point, we have come to the end of today's section. Thank you so much for staying by us, despite all the network glitch we had at the beginning.
Sorry, host, am I supposed to say anything or I can just leave now?
you can leave if you have filled the attendance. So this is
No,
Adebola
this
that have been
I don't have
responding to your
attendance
call.
to fill.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Bayomi. Yes, you can leave.
All right, thank you,
Very much,
everyone.
sir.
Do remember, just I will leave you with this. Business plan is an art, A-R-T. Business is an art and a science. Art in the sense that it can be learned, it can be has to do with imagination and idea and a whole lot of other things. Science and the fact that data is also important in business. So, but a lot of people love the art part of business, they hate the science part. So I'm telling you today, love the art, but embrace the science more. Do have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bayomi. And we really appreciate all of that. And to everyone that joined us today, we really appreciate you for your time and understanding. We're sorry for the problems we had at the beginning, and we hope by tomorrow we definitely will not have such issues anymore. Thank you. I am Adebola. Light is not around today. And the attendance link is going now. At the beginning, we could not submit it, but now it's working well. So please kindly fill the attendance. And this page, this meeting will be open for the next, this 12:59. So by 1:04, I would log out of this meeting. And if by then you still cannot access the attendance, please take a screenshot and send it to me on WhatsApp as an evidence that you were at the meeting. So by then I would send the link to you. You can fill it up. Thank you very much.